I have tea today. Well, I hope everyone's doing super dandy today because for today's video, we are finally making a granny square piece. It is crochet season, as we all know, and I have never made anything with granny squares before, and I desperately been wanting to make something with granny squares for a long time. But today I'm finally gonna tackle it because I got a head start this past weekend. I worked on all weekend and I made all of these granny squares. You're probably wondering, Jenna, you spent a whole weekend and that's all you made? Yes. Like, look at this one, and this one, or this one. My plan for this granny square piece is this sketch right here. And I don't know if I'm exactly going to make what you see right here, but this is kind of the starting piece of what I'm kind of going for. First step, I'm going to teach you all how to make a granny square right here.
So originally I was going to teach y'all how to make a granny square, but then I realized that will probably take 25 minutes to do if I do it super in depth and make it just like an amazing tutorial. So I'm just going to send you to the tutorial right here where I learned how to make a granny square, and then you can learn there from the best people that have probably been making granny squares for 20 years.
This is a really nice granny square. Look how pretty this one is. This might be my favorite one. Anyways, I am going to try to keep track of how many granny squares I'm making today. I don't think it's going to be very many. Like, I feel like I'm going to be at this for a while just because I am so slow. Some people say they can finish a granny square in like 10 minutes, and I think I'm around 30 minutes per granny square. Not really sure how long it takes me. I should time myself. Okay, ready? Go. So halfway through making that granny square, I remembered I bought grapes on the weekend and I put them in a little crisper in the fridge, so I just totally forgot about them. But then for some reason, it just popped in my head. I was like, I have grapes in the fridge. And really big, juicy grapes. They look like cherries. So honestly, I feel like that made me go a little faster because I was just thinking the whole time making this granny square that, not this one, that I had to finish so I could have some grapes, so. They're so good. And I finished my granny square. And I actually finished it in under 20 minutes. Because honestly, I felt like I was hauling. Like I was pushing the pace when I was making this granny square. So I don't know how anybody can make it faster. They're so good. Like they're legit the size of my eyeball. Look at that. So my favorite thing about crocheting is you can do it on the couch. I feel like I tell you guys that a lot. So unfortunately, I did have to do some errands today, so I didn't have the full day to do granny squares, but I ended up making a decent amount of progress today. I got 13 granny squares done, and then I had 16 done before, so I have 29. I don't think that's enough, so I think tomorrow I'm gonna have to spend a good chunk of the day doing more granny squares, and then I'll start to plan out how many I need. I don't really know. I'm thinking probably 30 something though. So I'm just going to lay these out and see what it looks like if I laid it out as a top. See if there's enough. And how I'm going to do that is I'm just gonna lay them down on my table so it looks like a shirt. Okay, yeah, I need a lot more. Like I need enough for the back, I need enough for another sleeve. So maybe like 20 more. Oh gosh, that's a lot. I figured it out now. I don't need 20 more. I need 7 more. The reason why I only need 7 more is because I did a little research on the computer to figure out what method I was even going to use to put all these granny squares together, and I'm going to use the method join as you go, which pretty much what it sounds like. You join them all as you go. So we're just gonna take a quick break from the video because today's video is sponsored by Lomi. Pila is on a mission to create a waste-free future, so that is why they've created the Lomi, so you can turn all of your scraps from the kitchen, leftovers, even coffee grounds, and turn that into dirt. Using a Lomi is super easy. I've had mine since December and use it every single week. All you have to do is just fill it up during the day. This can be with coffee grounds, leftover food, vegetable scraps, or even Lomi-approved bioplastics. Once you have your Lomi filled up, all you have to do is press the single button on the Lomi and it will turn it all into dirt. And with the dirt the Lomi makes, you can actually put that into your indoor plants' soil, you can put it into your garden, you can put it into your green bin, or you can even just put it in your garbage. With using the eco mode on your Lomi, you can turn your waste into dirt within a few hours, or you can use your grow mode on the Lomi and it will turn the waste into nutrient-rich dirt, which can be used in your plant's soil and your garden. If you guys want to start turning your waste into dirt, use my link down below in the description to reserve your Lomi today, and thank you so much to Pila for sponsoring today's video. So if I really focus, I can make each square in 20 minutes. So 20 times 7, 140 minutes, which is 2 hours and 20 minutes. I don't know if I can focus for 2 hours and 20 minutes straight without taking any breaks, so I'm gonna say this is probably gonna take me about 3 hours to do these 7 squares.
So this is how it went. I sat on the couch, my dog slept beside me, I turned on the TV, and I started watching a documentary all about dinosaurs. It was incredible because it looked so real. Like they were filming these dinosaurs, which I still don't know how they do it, but then I got hungry. I made myself a really good sandwich. I made myself a falafel kind of burger. I've never done this before, but I was just feeling very creative. It was honestly very loaded and very filling. And then I went back to crocheting again, tried to focus, try to, get all those squares in. And unfortunately, it did take me a little bit longer than 3 hours.
It's 4:16. I think I started my granny squares around 12 something, so it took me about 4 hours to do 7 granny squares. But being that this is my first time making something out of granny squares, I had to watch a tutorial on how to join them. So I watched this tutorial right here. Seems pretty straightforward, seems easy, although doesn't everything seem easier in a video? Like, I don't know. I was just following the tutorial on working on putting these squares together, and I have, ta-da, this much done. But I'm not gonna go over the whole tutorial on how to put the squares together. I'm just telling you the method I used in the video I was just watching to do it. So if you want to put the squares together exactly how I'm doing it, just watch this video. Have I looked like a pharmacist all day? Because I just got a glimpse of myself in the mirror and I just saw Pharmacy Jenna. Anyways, the sweater. I am going to continue, obviously, working on this for the rest of the night. And my plan for connecting these granny squares is I'm going to connect them to I'm going to make 4 pieces with them. And the 4 pieces are the front, the back, which they're gonna be the exact same, they're just gonna be 2 rectangles. And then the 2 sleeves, which again are just gonna be 2 smaller rectangles. Good morning. So yesterday I was up to, I don't know, like 10 or 11 o'clock last night working on the front and the back. of the granny squares. So this is what I finished yesterday. Decent progress. And then this morning I woke up semi-early and started working on the sleeves, which they're very itty bitty. I just got one sleeve done, which I did change my mind. I was gonna do the whole granny square with the white outline, like this one, but then I just changed my mind. I wanted some different color on the sleeves, so I'm gonna do them both with a brown outline. So I just have to do the last one. Probably take me like, I don't know, anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours, depending how focused I am. And then after I'm done that, then I can put everything together. So now that I have all my granny squares in the 4 pieces I need, I can finally start working on making the top and being creative, because this part is really where you can shine and just be creative with how you put the pieces together. Like, yeah, you could sew all the pieces together and just make a top, but I want to add some more color here and there. I got to change the structure of the top so it fits nicely. Got to add a neckline. Like, there's a lot of things I got to do in this step in making the top. So I'm going to start with this blue right here, and I'm just going to do a double crochet back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for the part right here.
Okay, so first I started off with just doing the boxy shape, just continued going across with the double crochet, but then I was like, hey, I have a neck, so I probably should create some neckline in there. So I created 2 shoulder pieces on the front and back, and then that left me a hole in the center for my neck.
So I just finished the front piece here, and I'm a little iffy, so I'm hoping as I continue, you know, getting the back pieces, side pieces, and all together, it will start to look better, because right now I'm getting a very meh feeling with it, you know? You know that meh feeling you get with some things? I'm getting that with this right now. So, I have some very exciting news for you all that I have not mentioned in any of my videos yet. And that is, I have a website with patterns. I've always had a website, but I just recently started making my things that I've made on this channel into patterns so you guys can make them too. Well, it's not really that exciting. I just wanted to mention I have an Instagram, and I've been posting a lot more behind the scenes of the projects I've been making. So I've been posting all these granny squares on my Instagram for like the past week, and people got to see them. Follow me on Instagram. I just put a ton of Vaseline up my nose, and so much better now. You guys ever get a crack in your nose and then you just gotta put Vaseline up there to make it feel better? So yesterday, I probably could have finished my sweater if I wasn't so indecisive, because I took apart the collar probably 4 times because I just didn't like it. And then I probably took apart the one sleeve 3 times because, again, I just didn't like it. And I just couldn't decide on what colors, what stitches I wanted to use. It just like wasn't looking right to me. But I'm glad I did take it apart and redo it until I was satisfied with it, because otherwise I wouldn't like it. It'd be a bad sweater. But in this very minute, what I'm working on is this sleeve right here. And I want to add one more row, thinking blue, but I don't know. Well, I got some bad news. I ran out of brown yarn, which would be fine if I had both sleeves done, but I only did this one sleeve, and I don't have it for the other sleeve now, so now we gotta take this one apart. So I ended up getting a little excited, and I finished the whole sleeve, and I didn't even try it on once as I was working on it, which is very risky, because now that it's completely done, I am trying it on for the first time, and it might look terrible, it might not fit, it might have been a big waste of time. And now looking at it, it does look a little small, but we'll just try it on and we'll just see how it is. It's actually kind of perfect. They're always mowing the lawn when it's raining.
So pretty much what I was doing was I was just crocheting in a circle for the sleeve. And I only did this probably for about 4 inches in length. And then I went ahead and I attached the granny square rectangle, you know, that I made a while ago that was just sitting there. Yes, I attached that. But because it's not a perfect or even width for the entirety of my arm, obviously my elbow's bigger than my wrist. So at the bottom, I just attached both granny squares, but then as I made my way up, I had to make it a bit bigger. So I crocheted in between the 2 granny squares just so it slowly got bigger. Makes sense? And then the final step was just going through the whole sweater and tucking in all the loose ends. Definitely the least favorite part of any crocheter or knitter.
So friends, I am done weaving in those ends. Honestly, it took more than doing one of the sleeves, but it's done. I got everything woven in. It is ready to be worn. I didn't cut any edges. I finished it perfectly, or you know, close to perfect. Like it's good. Let me put it on to show you guys. Oh my goodness. It's so cozy. It's so soft. Oh my goodness. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. First impressions, I need to start knitting and crocheting with more cotton yarns because yeah, this is nice. This is wow. And typically I'm more like a merino wool, which I don't really find itchy, but it still has that tiny bit of itch. Meanwhile, this is just 100% cozy. But overall, the fit is great on me. It's honestly the perfect size. It's a little bit oversized, kind of like a comfier fit because I don't want something too oversized, but I also don't want something tighter because then it's just, you know, it's not as comfy. It's not very comfy. So I'm happy that it ended up being a good size because you really just don't know what you're going to get when you're making your own clothes sometimes. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's embarrassing. But I ended up pairing it with this skirt here. I thought it matched really nicely. And this is how I'd wear it. But it's breezy. It's got lots of holes in here, so definitely still can wear it in the summertime. It's an all year round piece, especially for Canada. It's perfect for Canada, actually. The only thing left I have to do for the sweater is I do need to steam it just because all the granny square pieces, they're not sitting flat and as nicely as I want them to. So I did order a steamer so I can steam all this down and get it nicer. I also probably could put it in water and block it too, but well, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed making this granny square sweater with me today. All week for me, technically, but that's it. It's 2 o'clock. I haven't eaten lunch, so I gotta go eat. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye! Bye!